Duct tape your pouches when visiting. Welcome to another DragonLance Saga episode. My name is Adam, and today we're going to talk about the Goodlund Peninsula in the War of the Lance era. I'd like to take a moment, thank the members of this channel, and invite you to consider becoming a member by visiting the link in the description below. You can even pick up Dragonlance gaming materials using my affiliate links. I am referencing the Tales of the Lance box set and War of the Lance sourcebook for this information. If I leave anything out or misspeak, please leave a comment below. The current state of Goodlund, like many of the regions around the Blood Sea of Istar, are a direct result of the Cataclysm. The region was nearly entirely covered in forest, but once the mountain hit Ansalon, Goodlund was nearly entirely submerged in floodwaters. Thousands of Kender and elves lost their lives instantly, and over time, Kender would wander the north, away from the floodlands, homeless. In 67, Alt Cataclius and nomadic Kender tribes settled the woodland region of Goodlund, and over time more joined them. Hence, the city of Kendermoor was formed. Kagonesti gathered together in the west, evading the murderous humans intent on driving them to extinction, and eventually the centaurs arrived as the floodwaters receded. The ancient Istarian catacombs beneath the Laughing Lands forced its evil races to take to the surface until the flooding receded as well, then only the goblins returned to its depths. The Goodlund Peninsula is composed of three distinct regions. Though it's known as a great forest plain, the erratic Blood Sea forces tropical weather further south, causing incredible temperatures to persist, affecting the natural climate of the area. The stubborn grasslands of the west transition to lush forests and verdant fields. The dense Kenderwood forest in the northwest runs south to a 25-mile strip before once again opening up. The east features the Wendell-Writhing River, where many Kender live in settlements. Beyond the Wendell-Writhing River are the Laughing Lands. These seemingly endless dry grass plains are broken up by sandy wastes and barren rock, the result of the cataclysmic heat turning the land to glass. Continuing east is the Maw, rolling grasslands of the Darely Plains. This wild and erratic land is punished mostly by the Blood Sea, as its storms are violent and dangerous to all travelers. The capital of Goodlund is Kendermoor, and the Kender make up the largest portion of the population at about 52%. Coming in around 20% are the nomadic human tribes, with sligs, gnolls, Kagonesti elves, goblins, and centaurs making up the majority of what remains. Aside from the Kender and their particular form of government, the wandering tribes keep mostly to themselves, as this is a truly barren land compared to the rest of Ansalon. As mentioned previously, the north of Goodlund borders the Blood Sea, which forces warmer weather south, creating summers that last most of the year. The sheer heat drives out the Laughing Lands and Maw, where lightning strikes cause massive plains fires most of the year round. Goodlund never sees snow, with winters only dulling in the ever-present heat. Life in Goodlund isn't all hardships either. The heat makes growing food in the west easier, and the Kender only encourage visitors and trade. They spend most of their time outdoors, connecting with the land and its inhabitants, at times to the disdain of visitors. The population works in harmony for the most part, however, as the Kagonesti have migrated from the west and keep to themselves. The smaller and less aggressive centaur tribes are on friendly terms with both Kender and elven groups. The Laughing Lands are vastly different, where scattered villages of sligs fend off roaming tribes of gnolls. Their hyena-like laughter echoes through the wastes, giving it its name. Beneath the surface of the tributary known as Life's Breath are ancient catacombs filled with goblins. Further east in the Darely Plains, the nomadic humans are not unlike the plainsman tribes in Abanasinia, where they keep to themselves and worship their ancestors. The dragon armies in the Age of Despair have largely stopped trying to occupy Goodlund, as its residents are not intimidated by their black dragons. Krynn Thistlenot is actively plotting ways to rid the area of the dragon armies altogether. The centaurs of the Thistlewood are the most disrupted, as the dragon army has cut paths through the forest to transfer goods and troops from the east to west. The dragon armies have set black dragons to exterminate the Kagonesti and centaurs, but these races are elusive and avoid any contact with them. The races of the Laughing Lands are subjugated into the Dark Queen's service, while the plainsmen of the Maw resist the Queen's forces. There are some areas of note, however. In the west, there are no greater settlements than Kendermoor. It has a population of nearly 5,000 and appears to be by and large a traditionally human-looking city. It's a hodgepodge of architectural styles, with some buildings left intentionally incomplete. Its winding streets and meandering shortcuts will cause anyone new to get lost, spending hours to get to a location only a few hundred yards distant as the bird flies. Wood's Edge is the next largest town with over 1,000 Kender. It was part of a hub for pirates in the north and sligs in the east. It's in the center of dense forest, and the Kender built their homes in harmony with the surroundings, so their neighbors are unaware of their town by and large. In the south is Balanost, where the Kagonesti dwell. Their village hosts under 1,000. They keep strangers away with their forest residents, both the flora and fauna. They're grudgingly respectful of elves and friendly toward the Kender. Trade is a small hamlet of under 400 in the north of Kenderwood. It was once part of a vibrant coastal community for Kender, but pirates have left it nearly uninhabited save for this town. The pirates now occupy this dilapidated area as it is the safest place to land in the region. Hillshar is a tiny hamlet of just over 100. It's located near the Bristle River and hosts Kender. They live around a small spring atop a 150-foot-high stone peak. Beast's Run in the south is the most ancient of forests in Goodlund. The trees are towering and thick. The Kagonesti named the forest after Chislev, believing they saved it for the elves. Haunting, located south of Kenderwood, is believed to be inhabited by witches. In reality, there is a coven of hags who dwell here, and rumors of a walking hut are ever present. Talon was an ancient elven city, but has now lost to time. Its buildings are collapsed, rotten, and overgrown. Gully dwarves of the Glug clan have taken up residence, declaring it the place. The Laughing Lands feature the villages of Rips, Sithik, Zlash, and Falsh, with a combined population of over 1,000. These villages are the homes of the Slig tribes. Each is heavily fortified with wooden palisades and hidden traps to fend off the roaming Knoll warbands. The Life's Breath River meanders south of the Laughing Lands into the Darely Plains. It's a region inhabited by goblin tribes that war with the Sligs. Bloodwatch was originally built by Istar to fend off barbarian and ogre hordes in the southern sea of Shifting Sands. Once known as the Fortress of Yandal, a center for trade and religious instruction, this ruins is believed to be haunted by those who died in the Cataclysm. The Elian Wilds is an island just east of the Darely Plains. Scions transported barbarians here to experiment on developing a perfect human race. It has remained isolated for 1,000 years due to the numerous reefs surrounding it. The humans who live here practice a martial existence, sharpening their minds and bodies. Maddening Springs is believed to be able to cure any illness. Its crystal waters are hidden in a maze of rock outcroppings, but it is believed to turn you mad if you visit them more than once. That is all I have to say about the Goodlund Peninsula in the War of the Lance era. What do you think about the Alien Wilds? Would you visit the Kenderwood for trade? And finally, would you undertake an expedition into the ancient catacombs? Leave a comment below. I'd like to take a moment and remind you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, ring the bell to get notified about upcoming videos, and click the like button. This all goes to help other Dragonlance fans learn about this channel and its content. Thank you for watching. This has been Adam with Dragonlance Saga, and until next time, remember, Kender are the true innocents of this world. They remind us that we spend a great deal of time and energy worrying about things that are really not very important.